So I wanted to share with you a technique I use for looping. You can basically have any inputs. I'm going to use the Buchla, and I'm going to go into Ableton and use a device called Looper within Ableton. So on the Buchla here, I'm just basically using the 259E, and I'm running to the 292E. And one sort of important point, the technique that I like to use anyway, I like a single source of volume control for the input, and I kind of like it on the modular more than on the computer. And you can hear right here. That's going to be important, as you'll see, for sort of controlling the loop that I'm building. So here in Ableton, I've got pretty much a clean setup. I've got a single audio channel right here, and I've got three things in it. The audio channel, by the way, that's the Buchla being piped in. I'll sort of show you that right here. So there you go. So on here I have three things. I have effects, which I have a delay from Core 2 effects from Native Instruments, but you can use pretty much whatever you want, including the built-in stuff in Ableton. I have Looper, which is a built-in device that comes with Ableton, and you can find that under Live Devices, Audio Effects, Looper, and you just drag and drop that little guy into your channel strip here, and you'll have it. And then I have a limiter, and that's just to keep a lid on things. So Looper has all kinds of settings. Right now I'm going to set this to 8-bar loop, but you can also set it to variable lengths. Essentially, you can hit record and it'll start recording, and you can hit it again. And it'll kind of calculate where you're at and how many bars you have. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to have it on 8 bars. Also, another important thing is how much feedback you have. Set to 100, the overdubs, the background will stay at 100. It will not fade into the distance. Lesser settings will slowly bleed the background away, and your overdubs will slowly write over it. So the unique thing about this is you hit record, it'll start recording. When it gets to the end, it'll automatically go back and start overdubbing. So it's a looper. It'll just continue to loop. The really awesome thing is you can do this with one channel, but on a lot of my projects, I have 4, 5, sometimes 6 of these loopers all going at once, and with different effects and stuff on them, and you can get some really amazing results. So let me just go ahead and get the click play here to get the track going, and I'll hit record, and you'll see that it'll begin recording in red. That's the first pass. And let's go ahead and do a little drone here to get started. We'll fade it out at the end here, just so an illustrated point. So we'll go back, orange now. So now it's on to the second pass. And you'll see it's got that previous pass recorded. The volume's completely down on the Buchla right now. That's just the loop. And so because I have it set to 100% here, basically it's just going to keep doing that over and over and over again. So I'm going to let this guy run, and I'm going to go back over here to the Buchla. And the reason I like the volume on the left-hand side over here is so that I can change the sounds on the Buchla to something else. Let's say, and then I can slowly wind in the other sound that I want. So you hear me building that now. This is pretty fun for Soundscapes and just kind of playing around. Normally I would have 2 hands here, so it'd make it a lot easier on me trying to do this kind of thing, but let's do a little of this. Alright, let me do one more sort of extreme sound here just to kind of give you the idea what's going on here. So there we go. So there's a loop. So we'll stop this now. So the really awesome thing is, once you have your loop, which I'll play back right here real quick, you'll notice it actually loops quite well. Let's see. Seamless. So once you have that, one of the really great things about Ableton, if you look right here, it says drag me. And what you can do is you can grab that sucker and you can just drag it up into your session view here. And what it'll do is it's a sample. So that whole thing right there is actually ready to go and be used for whatever, or saved off or edited or chopped up or whatnot. There you go. Oops, let me take the effects off. So here's just the file by itself now. So voila, looping. So you can imagine that now with more channels, more loopers, different effects per channel, stuff like that. One of the really cool things that I like to do actually is, instead of just, this is a very basic setup, but instead of just turning the volume up and down, you can actually go into your effects and then change the effects on each channel and then slowly fade in different channels. And then of course you can add more gear, more more modulars, a Moog, whatever you want essentially, and you can build some really cool complex loops. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching.